Goes back to give 5 for Connecticut. They'll turn to Chroma to run the point early on.
Mixing up his lineup, giving his seniors that opportunity to start on senior night.
With some difficulty in this series, but did win a game 2 years ago against UConn. Earlier meeting this year, went to the Huskies by 11 in a sellout at the rack. Napier's first miss, and here comes Miles Mack for the Scarlet Knights. We're off a 1-point win, comeback fashion on Saturday against USF.
Well, confidence builder after blowing the lead, 15 points at UCF. It looked like they were dead in the water, but showed a lot of character down the stretch with Kadeem Jack with the game winner at the horn.
Those type of games, don't think Eddie Jordan's going to retire down in Florida. 15-point comebacks all over the board. Tough move for Jack. Judge the follow. He had it challenged. And a foul going the other way.
That's been the MO.
Former Rutgers Scarlet Knight himself, Kevin Ollie, same deal, a UConn player, 91 to 95. 20-win seasons each of the last 2. Tyler Olander going to work on Judge, and he lifted out. J.J. Moore, the Pitt transfer, who had a huge game a couple of weeks ago against Houston, has gone quiet since then, other than a 20-point affair on Saturday. Judge wasn't ready for the pass, and UConn's got the turnover.
It was a poor pass, though. It's hard to catch those balls on the move when they're down at your knees.
Give 5, the pull-up, and he lifts the lid, scoring on senior night.
Rutgers a little stuck in the mud right now. Just no resistance on the defensive end, and offensively moving slow, not cutting, and poor passes.
Rutgers just 1-9 on the road this year. 10 of the 11 wins at home. Strong attempt by Judge. Got caught in between 2 defenders.
Nowhere to go, though. He drove into the middle. He has to pass that ball.
And off goes Napier.
Rutgers is going to be in deep trouble if they don't come back and play a little tighter defense, especially on the perimeter. Gafai wide open, and then Napier like he's in his backyard.
Just about everywhere is his backyard where he shoots on the...
Instead of one of the best guards in America.
About 18 points a game for Napier. Was right on that against Cincinnati over the weekend. 18 to 51 for Connecticut to Napier. A lot of traffic right now for Rutgers offensively. Maybe some better spacing.
They need more energy. They need more movement. Their timing looks a little off, and their shot selection has been terrible.
Roma got the block, and on the reload, the shot goes down for Miles Mack.
This is where you have to really look and evaluate if Rutgers is serious about coming in tonight and competing. If they're in a stance, if they're communicating, if they're guarding. So far, no.
Daniels, an open look, and he's got his first 2.
I mean, Rutgers is just flat-footed, standing straight up, looking like they just want to play on the offensive end, not understanding that Connecticut has a ton of weapons.
A couple weeks ago, in a game against Memphis, Eddie Jordan didn't substitute in the final 10.5 minutes of that game because he wanted better attitude from some of his guys. Might be rearing its head again. Judge had it stripped. Roma down the lane.
This isn't even Connecticut's A lineup. Ryan Boatwright did not start tonight because it's senior.
Out of bounds going to Connecticut. So you got Boatwright coming off the bench, and there's 12.5.
The defense of Connecticut has really been swarming on Saturday against Cincinnati. It was high level.
Turned the Bearcats over 20 times in that game. Roma all alone.
Eddie Jordan.
A huge opportunity if we play well. He knows that there's a chance here. They hung with Connecticut last month. An 11-point loss at home. J.J. Moore too strong on the 3. And an offensive rebound for Judge. The freshman junior E2, an energy guide, 6'7". Jack is fouled going up. He'll head to the free throw line.
Trusting his teammates and becoming a leader, and that's a credit to him and the staff.
It's tough to do sometimes when you're the leading scorer, isn't it?
Well, and also just you're built a certain way, and you've always played a certain way, and then you come in and give him all the credit in the world. Him and Niels Gaffey and Olander could have bailed as well, but they hung in here, and Kevin Ollie really needed them last year to carry this program through the year and now into this year where they're going to be back in the NCAAs.
They didn't have the carrot of going to the tournament. This was a 7-man senior class that's turned into just a couple remaining. Napier the find this time, and Daniels too strong. Jack backing in on Daniels. Tough fadeaway.
That's a good move. Power step into the middle, and Connecticut's got to be aware of that because this is the new and improved Kadeem Jack. They've got to give a little support down low because he's looking to score at the rim.
He had the game winner against USF on Saturday, coming from the other side of the lane to beat Stan Heath's team in a moving screen against.
Got in the weight room, but his improvement has just been the last 10 games, 15, 7, 50% from the floor, 7 free throws per game. That's a huge difference because before he was just kind of a stand-up, face-up jump shooter, and now he's becoming a power player in the lane.
Miles Mack creating his own shot. He has 5.
Can that happen? Sometimes teams take their eye off the ball. They start thinking about not only their conference tournament, but mostly the NCAA tournament. When the brackets come out, we're a 4 seed or a 5 seed. Well, we've got games to be played, and got to keep getting better. So there, how's that for Coach Street?
Yeah, right on target. Rutgers can take its first lead with a 3.
I'll tell you, one guy who's not impressed with his team is Kevin Ollie. Every day, good or shoot around, he is the same in November as he is in March. I mean, he just really drives these guys and keeps them focused and intense.
Foul on Kenton too, and he's got that type of energy.
No question about that. He's there sliding on the sidelines. He's still got the 30-inch waist. He is an impressive coach.
J.J. Moore has the lead for Rutgers.
Rutgers is taking, Connecticut is taking a little bit of a step back defensively, lost a little bit of their sizzle. Not getting out on Moore. A nice step back, a nice pin down screen. Connecticut not fighting through.
Ryan Boatwright in, didn't start. Napier did, and he's got another. His second 3.
Don't need much time.
Napier 6 of the 13 for UConn. Breaks an 8-0 run for Rutgers.
Run everything through that man. He is showing he can deliver and playing with confidence.
10 straight games in double figures for the junior from Rice High School.
Rutgers a little bit more pop in their step right now.
Gaffey, open look. Rare miss for him in that spot. Out of bounds. But boy, that Cougars team could be very tough.
They found their way into the 6th spot, and it's going to be huge for them coming tournament time down in Memphis. They get by the first day.
Rutgers open 1 for 9. Perfect since then. There's a turnover for Facey and UConn. Terrence Samuel, the freshman, the kick out. Gaffey, 50% three-point shooter, has barely missed a couple of open looks.
Terrence Samuel gave Kevin Ollie some real good minutes against Cincinnati on Saturday. He's a defensive stopper.
Catch and shoot for Moore, no good. Boatwright so good at finding space. Back and forth they go, 1 and done each way.
He's struggling though, 32%, 18 for 56 in his last 5 games. Just not playing really good here in the last 10 games. Sometimes playing small, and then you got the big guy in the middle. They can extend and pressure on the perimeter a little bit more because they trust Brima to protect the rim.
They held Cincinnati to 27% shooting on Saturday here. Jerome Seegears got a look, and here comes UConn. Goodbye, passed up the three. That's a shot maybe he normally takes if he didn't miss the stuff.
You know, also to put more of a defensive team in the game.
It's one of those rare circumstances where the team has played in this building previously. Maybe one of the players, and Eddie Jordan, the coach, has never been here. Malik Kone off the mark on the jumper.
He's not a good shooter. He's in there for his defense and his toughness, but it makes some things happen.
Vote right to Brima, who will go to the free throw line.
He is a difference maker defensively. Still occasionally will commit that careless foul, but doing a better job of recognizing where to slide off the ball.
Craig Brown, the junior, working against Napier. Seegears against Boatwright. Kerwin Okoro, the sophomore, for two.
Solid move by Okoro. Just kind of bullied his way down on the baseline. Created a little space off Gafai, who was an excellent defender. Giving up some length, but knocked it down.
Brima wanted to give it up quickly. Back to Kroma. Napier, tough catch. Who cares?
That's where Okoro gave too much help on the perimeter and then just kind of hesitated on the catch by Napier. He's got to make him put that ball on the floor and then get help from his teammates, not back up on the three-pointer.
Napier double figures, 19 of his last 20, 30-plus minutes in those games, and a moving screen against Brown, his first foul. ESPN. People wondered what are they going to end up with, but great coaches in that one. And here's a great one taking in the festivities tonight.
Jimmy still looks like he could roam the sideline.
Kemba Walker basically took over the NCAA tournament.
That was an amazing run. And nice backcourt mate with him. Another NBA player, Jeremy Lamb.
Napier has more than half the points for Connecticut, with 28 in the first meeting. Okoro right with Gafai. Another one for Napier. This one misses.
Well, that was good defense though by Malik Kone. He stayed with him. He didn't back up on the pull out and contested well.
Offensive foul against Jack. His second personal. Could be trouble for Rutgers. Hanging tough though with UConn. Looking to pick up its 24th win.
Just kind of cherish the moment. People almost expect it, but I don't care what level or how many great players you have, it is not easy. So congratulations to both UConn and the Irish.
Breanna Stewart, just a sophomore, the preseason American Conference Player of the Year, the pride of Cicero North Syracuse High School. Philip Nolan, the sophomore, off the spin. A little too much. Significant minutes for Kerwin Okoro, deep on Eddie Jordan's bench.
Eddie's going, he said it earlier, he's going to play the guys who are playing well that night and playing not only within the system offensively, but gritty, tough defense. More of a defensive group here.
Another moving screen, this one against Judge, and his second personal. He's running out of bigs fast.
Understanding as a senior of how to stay in the basketball game. Just stay in right now because of the foul trouble with Jack.
Napier, the drop off. Gafai, 6-3.
We're having the presence of mind and understanding where your teammates are, and that's what special players do. And Shabazz Napier would not have made that pass a year and a half ago. He would have forced a shot in the lane. Now he trusts his teammates.
It's a little look over the shoulder to catch Giffey out of the peripheral vision. Double team from Giffey on Judge. Okoro off the bank for three.
Really good defense by Connecticut. They dug the ball out of Judge's mitts, but got beat on the other end. And Okoro kind of went into a home run trot after his three and didn't close out tight.
Well, he only has 20 points all year, but Napier is not the guy you want to leave. He has 4 threes.
There's a difference between Okoro guarding Napier and Koné. Okoro just gives up too much space.
Bullet from Seegers to Judge.
Devin Ollie's not happy with his defense right now. They're just kind of laying back and trying to outscore Rutgers. They've had so much success on the offensive end that their defense has been a little bit lacking in its own way.
Omar Calhoun is in, a sophomore from Brooklyn. Step back for Calhoun, left it short. Judge, the strong rebound.
All the Judge can do, just a physical presence on defense. That's where he needs to make his money.
Out of bounds, staying with Rutgers.
Understand on ball side, they've got a lot of capable three-point shooters. And here again, Napier just sizes up Okoro, and he backs up instead of closing out.
What's the best way to guard Shabazz Napier?
With 2 players. Absolutely. You've got to give a lot of help. You've got to get up tight on him, make him put it on the floor, and then when he does, try to give some support from the backside.
Amita Brima meets.
Understand when to go, when to slow, and play without fouling. And that's a huge difference maker moving forward for Connecticut.
Got another one. 4 to shoot. Seegers doesn't know it. Shot clock violation.
And the ability to get big at the rim for the Huskies.
Number 1 in Division I in terms of shots that come at him. He's almost like a defensive back in football. You just don't want to throw at him. Giffey set his feet.
Connecticut is playing small ball right now. They don't have anyone to throw the ball to on the box. Brima is not really an offensive target, and Rutgers needs to extend because Connecticut wants to play at the line, and Rutgers not running them off the line.
UConn, the top 3-point shooting team in the American. Freshman Samuel in a hurry. Got to.
He's worked hard on his game and give the coaches credit for the player development and Kevin Ollie the trust to put him in the game. And he was huge in the game Saturday against Cincinnati. 16 real good minutes defensively, and you can see tonight offensive as well.
Mack called for the foul on Chroma, who had a free run to the rim. UConn. If anybody's tougher to play at home in this league.
And how about they didn't even play a home game in that building until the first of the year, and just an amazing turnaround. Larry Brown talking to him at media day way back in October, just saying, well, we're going to be a little bit better. Not only a little bit better, they're going to be very good, tough out in the tournament because of their defense.
Larry Brown came to the defense of college basketball today, saying that Mark Cuban and his comments about the D-League were not necessarily on target. But Larry Brown just loving his time at SMU, now building a strong program in the American. Off the spin, Greg Lewis has his first bucket.
That's very good offensive execution by Rutgers coming out of the timeout. They spaced the floor. They had 4 around 1, and Lewis posted up right dead middle in the lane.
Brima. He traveled. This top 5 is one of the strongest top portions of a league in the country.
You know, it's funny, they don't get probably the recognition that they deserve because the bottom has kind of pulled them down as far as the BPI goes. But all of these teams are built to last in the NCAA tournament because they're all very solid defensively.
Miles Mack off the curl. He has 8.
Rutgers has got back in this game with their tight defense on the ball. They're communicating better. They're rotating much better, and the activity on the perimeter has been solid.
Team that normally gives up 76 points a game, 7th in the American, holding UConn to 27. Give 5, open look.
And that's a major mistake by Malik Kone on the drive on ball side by Boatwright. He just ran at Boatwright and left Giffey wide open. He's got to stay home. The help's got to come from the inside.
Moore has the response. J.J. Moore, the Pitt transfer, has 6.
Facial for Moore, right back at Giffey.
Boatwright over Mack, and he got the roll.
Been the problem for Rutgers all season long. Mack and Seegears at times don't play that tight defense on the basketball like good guards should.
Mack in the corner for 3. We've heard a lot about the guard play in the American, and we're seeing full board tonight.
Well, Connecticut making mistakes as well defensively on the perimeter. You have to stay home on J.J. Moore and Miles Mack. Make the other Rutgers players beat you on the inside. They're not as skilled when you look at Lewis and Kone. Make them make plays.
Napier stripped, and Seegears called. Give and go. Mack missed it.